Hi. In this video, we are going to learn about AR verbs, but we are going to learn about AR verbs with one of them being a stem changer. In a previous lesson, we learned about AR verbs without stem changes. Now we're going to add a stem changing AR verb into the mix, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is learn some food verbs that are AR verbs related to food and eating. We're going to do a review of a couple of food-related verbs that are not stem-changing verbs, just to review how to conjugate verbs and AR verbs in the present tense. And then finally, we're going to look at almorzar, which is a stem-changing verb in the present tense. So let's start with some food verbs that are AR verbs. Tomar means to take, and it's a pretty good catch-all verb in Spanish when talking about food. You can use this as a synonym for to eat or to drink. People often use the verb tomar to say to eat or to drink something. Desayunar is to eat for breakfast or to have for breakfast. Almorzar is to have for lunch. And cenar is to have for dinner. And remember, these are all AR verbs, so they have two parts to them. The ending part is going to be the AR, and the stem is going to be everything that's not the AR. So in the case of tomar, tom. In the case of desayunar, desayun. In the case of almorzar, almorz. And in the case of cenar, cen. All right. So let's take a look at how to review some non-stem changing AR verbs in the present tense. These verbs, tomar, desayunar, and cenar, are not stem changing verbs, so they just conjugate just exactly as we've learned before. So I've already taken out the endings for us just to save some time. So I have these listed with just their stems and not the endings. So for the yo form, the ending is o. So I take, tomo. I have for breakfast, desayuno. I have for dinner, ceno. All right. You, informal, tú tomas, desayunas, cenas. Usted, so you formal, usted toma, usted desayuna, usted cena. He or she, so él or ella, toma, desayuna, cena. We, or nosotros, tomamos, desayunamos, or cenamos. You guys in Spain, if I was going to say you guys eat or you guys drink in Spain, breakfast or dinner, tomáis, desayunáis, don't forget your accent mark on the A there, cenáis. Or if I was in Mexico, you guys eat breakfast or eat dinner or whatever. Ustedes toman, desayunan, y cenan. And finally, they, ellos o ellas, it's always the same as the ustedes, toman, desayunan, or cenan. Okay, so there we have a good review of some AR verbs, some regular non-stem changing AR verbs that are related to food and eating in Spanish, which is the theme that we're doing this unit. So now let's look at a verb that's stem changing. We're going to add one more piece to the mix. The verb almorzar is a stem changing verb. What does that mean? Well, we know that almorz is the stem, right? And ar, the AR, is the ending. Well, a stem-changing verb is exactly what it sounds like. The stem changes. So the yo form and the ending stay the same. Yo almuerzo. Notice that this o from the stem changes to ue, okay? Tú almuerzas. Usted almuerza. Él, ella almuerza. Nosotros almorzamos. There's no stem change in the nosotros form. Vosotros almorzáis. Again, there's no stem change in the vosotros form. Ustedes almuerzan. Y ellos o ellas almuerzan. So we have a stem change in all of the verb forms except nosotros and vosotros, where it just stays the O. In all other forms, the O there in the stem changes to a UE. Beyond that, the endings are just exactly the same as any other AR verb. That's the only piece that changes there for stem changing verbs. Okay, in this bottom part of your Cornell notes, write a summary of what you just learned about the stem changing verb almorzar. Adios.